Alright, ladies and gentlemen, so today there's actually no banner info. It's whatever, I don't really care that much. We should be getting it tomorrow. They have a delay notice in the info, the news tab, but they did drop Limit Break requests, so we can kind of see what at least one of the new characters are going to be, possibly two, but our chat pointed it out that slot 2 might be from an older banner that we might be having to use, but it's here on the 1st, just transcendence points and whatnot. Still, I don't think we're getting anything additional. It's not a specific limit breaker or a special one, but slot 1 is going to be a no affiliation slot, power. So most likely, at least one of the characters is going to be in a no affiliation power killer. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, so I already recorded the limit breaker request video, but it was before the slot 1 character did get released. And I was just gonna drop it anyways, but I didn't have time, so I'm just gonna put this in between, and whenever I mention anything about the slot 1 character, know that that was in advance of the end of month banner dropping. I already have a video on that, so go check that out. We'll already go over slot 2 and 3 and whatnot, but the slot 1 character is obviously going to be the new Shinji, the Parasol Shinji. He's a no affiliation killer. He's a power character. Power attribute damage times 2, melee damage times 2, killer effect times 4, and burn. Also, I think I'm pretty sure I forgot to say you can use Mugetsu on this one, but yeah, you can. But yeah, so let's go over Shinji real quick. He looks pretty good. I will say I don't know if he's going to be better than a Wetsu in Guild Quest. Not too sure, but he should be good. We'll have to just wait and see what his strong attack kit is, but he is a melee strong attack damage character. All of his attacks inflict Dominate Plus, which is going to be insane. EX move also has a high rate of Domination Plus, so I assume it's just going to have a lot of hits. No affiliation killer plus. Also, he is a 1000 or above seasonal, which I'm very annoyed. I can't lie. Don't really care for the 1000 or above seasonals anymore. They're kind of just yeah. That's all I'm going to be. His soul trait is going to be strong attack recharge time minus 14%. Sprinter plus 1, having with 20%, and Marauder. Attainable skills is Berserker of 80%, Devastation at 80%, Team Party increased damage to status element affected enemies of 20%, increased status element chance against no affiliation enemies. He has Poise Break, which is going to be beautiful against the big mobs. He has an SP boost at 80%. He's immune to the status element on the ground, fire duration. He has weakened defense, damage to dominated enemies plus 100%. A debilitator of 7 seconds, and then frenzy plus 2. What's also going to be pretty nice is that this will stack with any of the characters on your team in Limit Break request, so that's going to be pretty nice. So yeah, if I had to guess what these slots would be for the best team, it would be like slot 1 would be Shinji, and then slot 2 would either be like Basby or Giselle or Senjumaru, something along those lines, or I mean, truthfully, I'm kind of leaning towards just using True Shikai Ichigo. Slot 2 is a bit iffy because I don't know how Basby is going to do with all of his GQ skills and whatnot. But if he has enough for the rules, he should be fine. And in slot 3, I will be using End the Year Ichigo or Ishin. So, yeah, on to the rest of the video where I break down all the other options. Let me know down below what you guys are going to be using. And here we go. Or power character. I still feel like we should get a range of Spada as it's probably going to be a Guild Quest character not meant for Limit Break request. So keep that in mind. They're probably going to have Guild Quest skills. That's what I'm leaning towards. I don't think it's going to be something like non-Guild Quest skill character, since they're not in the Limit Breaker, and usually Guild Quest characters don't do that well in Limit Breaker, usually. And then you have power attribute damage times 2, melee damage times 2, and then killer effect times 4, and then there's burn on the ground, so they're probably going to have burn immunity. So yeah, slot 1, no affiliation, power killer. Probably will be the more better character if I have to guess, but then again, Driscoll was the Limit Breaker character last month, and Asnat is better, so yeah. And then slot 2 is going to be a Soul Reaper technique killer, so another power character, but for the Soul Reaper affiliation. So since it's 2 power characters, that's why I'm feeling like this slot 1 will be the actual character, and slot 2 will actually be for Basby. because he is a melee character. Power attribute damage times 2, melee damage, and then killer effect times 4, and then weakening is on the ground. I don't believe they've ever done 2 of the same attributes in one banner. I could be wrong, but since I've started playing, I don't remember any. So I'm imagining they're going to just make us go back and use older characters. You can just use a Soul Reaper killer and you're probably fine. Like, you don't need a power character. Just bring a Soul Reaper melee character and you should be fine. Like, I think Retsu would be fine. Possibly, but yeah. And then we have Quincy for slot 3, a Quincy killer and a Mind character. So first 2 that come to my mind is Ishin and Retsu. Then there's range damage times 2. So Retsu will be getting a little bit more of a buff here. And then there's a weakening on the ground, which I want to say Ishin is immune to, but I could definitely be wrong. But yeah, let's go over a few possible choices and let's see what we could come up with for just like an extra few characters. Why do I keep going to inventory every time? Stupid Tony. Also, I think people are going to ask, why do I have so many orbs? I bought 3 Hallibell packs because I want to 5-5 her. Fight me. So no affiliation and melee. I'm not going to look at attribute right now. But genuinely, I think no affiliation is fine. I think they have 2-3 very good characters. They have Owetsu, Yuha, and... Why am I talking like they have the better character? I'm thinking of Guild Quest. That's my bad. For Limit Break Quest, they have Owetsu, Yuha, 8th Anniversary White. And then you could argue you could use Uryu. Like, if you end up using Remy or something, Uryu can do quite well. I don't know how it'll go since they are technique attributes, so they will have type disadvantage against him. But yeah. And then Ichigo is also decent, but Owetsu will probably be your main go-to. Unless the technique attribute really cucks him, but I feel like he should be fine. I feel as though he should be fine. Once he procs his gauge, he's just an absolute powerhouse. The Berserker, 100% Berserker, extra Frenzy, no procking of your SP boost because you don't need to. There's like no RNG on it. Frenzy plus 2, extra 100% damage to enemies not affected by an ailment. He's just really, really good. Wish he had base Berserker, but it's fine. He does more than enough damage to just get the gauge going. And then we have Yuha, who is still one of the best characters in the game. Probably still top 2 Mind characters. You know, weakening, really good strong attack kits. And then his enemy defeated bonus with an increased melee damage every 20 kills, or after 20 kills. Defeat 40 enemies, you get 40% Berserker. Defeat 60 enemies, you get Devastation. And then defeat 80 enemies, increase special move plus 1. Innate skills, you know, yeah, Sprinter and Long Shot, which is really nice. He has the Mind attribute recharge in between each stage. Berserker 40. Complete status immunity. He has Frenzy plus 2. And then he has the SP boost of 80%. So, yeah, he's still really, really good. But definitely you can feel the difference between him and Owetsu. And then after that, we do have 8th Anniversary White. He is good. He's definitely been power crept. Lash rate and drain on all of his strong attacks. Sprinter plus 3. He is immune to every status summons. He has the Mind attribute character movement speed of 30%, so he'll be a bit faster. Frenzy plus 2. He has Bombardment on his Soul Bomb. Increased status summon chance against Heart attribute enemies. Increased Mind attribute character special move damage of 30%. And then he has damage to Lash rate enemies by 60% and damage to drained enemies by 40%. Weakened defense, and an SP boost of 80%. So he's going to be good. I'm not even going to go over Uryu. Like, we've went over him like 1,000 times, but he is a good slot if he's the only character you have. Personally, I feel as though if you do use Gremmy, he's probably better than White. And possibly even Yuha. Like, Yuha needs like every rule in order to be good. I think Owetsu it's either Owetsu or Uryu, yet again, to be the main runners for this one. But let's see. So if we take off no affiliation, we just go melee characters. Who could you use? Actually, let's go power. Do we have power melee? So yet again, you have Senjumaru you could use. You have the Bazby, which I'm predicting is going to be used for slot 2. You have Soifun, but I believe these enemies have guard, so she's probably going to be terrible. You do have Mugetsu. He could do quite well. And then the final pick would probably be Yamamoto. Outside of those ones, I don't think there's any characters realistically that great. Like Mishiro, go wild if you really want to, but besides her just being able to paralyze and lash rate enemies, I don't think it'll be that great. But Senju might be interesting. She does have a lot of guild quest skills though, but I'm kind of interested to see how she does, since she has melee damage and power attribute damage times 2. She just won't get the killer effect, but I don't know, kind of interesting. And then if you just go only melee, there's quite a few characters, obviously. Asnot, Driscoll, they're very good. Quincy Ichigo, End of Year, Fullbring Bankai Ichigo, he's also really, really good. Kenpachi, I mean, maybe. Like, these are very big copes. Slot 3 will be Ishin, so I doubt you'll use him. And then maybe Trushikai. Below that, though, like, I don't really see it. There is Retsu. Did I go by her? Retsu Unohana, but I feel as though if you don't have Bazvi, she'd probably be best in slot 2, if I had to guess. But Retsu, you know, if they have Rampage, they're probably a somewhat usable option, especially if you have them 5-5. So, yeah, that is the slot 1. I'm gonna go off that one now, because I do have to get ready for bed. It's quite late because of the stream and them not actually dropping a banner. Now we have Soul Reaper Power. So I'm not going to put Power, but melee Soul Reaper, who do we have? We have Basby, which is who I'm thinking this Limit Breaker is meant for the slot 2. And then you have Trushikai Ichigo, which looks like who I will end up having to be using. Or Ichibei and Unohana. And then White. Like, I think these are like the 4 only good characters. I'm sorry, I think Toshiro's a terrible character. He doesn't get his gauge back. He's just... I think he sucks. If he's all you have and he's 5-5, go for it. But I don't recommend it. But Trushikai Ichigo, he's still really, really good. Since he has Killer, he should be good as well. He has Weakening and Lacerate. 20% Berserker, Complete Status Immunity, Frenzy +2, Bombardment, Increased Status Summon Chance against Soul Reapers and Quincy's, damage to weakened enemies of 40%, and then damage to lacerated enemies of 60% with an SP boost. So he should be fine, especially if you have dupes in him. If you don't have dupes, though, it'll be probably pretty annoying, but I still think he's a really, really good character, and he's probably who I will end up be using. Either him or Yatru, not too sure yet. Ichibei, I really don't like his gauge. If he doesn't have all the rules, it's probably going to be very agonizing. So I'm not going to lean towards him. But if he's all you have, sure. Once he gets his gauge, he is good. He has Berserk 100% and an extra Frenzy with Weakening. But before like trying to get his gauge, he only has Frenzy 1, no SP boost. Like, generally, that's his only damage multiplier is Frenzy 1. Like... Oh, I guess he has 50% Berserker. He does have 50% Berserker, but that is just that's worse than 6 NEIs. So, you know, it's not that great. And then we have Yatru, who I don't think I went over on the last slot. Yatru has Rampage, which just cooks. She has Weakening and the SI3 Trap. Full stam only reduced strong attack cooldown -6%, so she will get her strong attacks back faster, which is very, very nice. Berserker of 20%, full stamina boost of 20%, complete status immunity, rampage of 2%, so every single kill you get gives you an extra 2% damage increase, going all the way up to 100%. She has Havoc, Frenzy +2, and then an SP boost of 80%, including Long Stride, so you don't have to give that to her. She's just going to be super fast anyways. Just a really good character. And yeah, I think that's pretty much it for here. So now if you just take off Killer, who could you potentially use? Yet again, Driscoll, Asnot, Senju, Ichigo. Just really good melee characters, essentially. These are the exact same as last time. So if you have a good melee character, go for it. Like I said, from slot 1, like Mugetsu, Ishin, but he'd be slot 3. So, you know, Kenpachi. Oetsu as well, possibly, but I feel like Oetsu would be your slot 1. So yeah. And then if you just go only Soul Reaper Killer, who could you possibly use? Let's see. Maybe Asien, he does have Debilitator. That'd be kind of crazy if he could actually work, but without an attack boost, I don't see it going very well. Giselle is a possibility. Giselle does have increased status on the chance against Soul Reapers, so possibly could be used. And then that's pretty much it. Yeah, there's not that many other characters for it. So yeah, I guess we just go, like, if you check power too, it's like Senju, Basby, Mugetsu, and then maybe Ulquiorra, I guess. Maybe even 8th Anniversary Ichigo. I'm actually curious how he does. I actually might try a run with him. That's just me coping, though. And then we have slot 3, Quincy Hart. To be fair, this one doesn't need that much. You basically only need to bring a range character, since it is range damage times 2. Or I feel like Ishin will carry since he does have Rampage. But, yeah, let's just check out range Quincy. Who do we have? So, you have Nemu, but I feel like she's not a good enough NAD character. She doesn't have attack boost, so I just don't think she would hit hard enough. And then Retsu, and then Ulquiorra, and then Balgo. Those are like the only like decent characters. Meninas, maybe, but I'm not leaning towards it. She has way too many farming skills to be good, I feel like. But Retsu, she does have 30% full stamina as her soul trait. She has paralysis on all of her strong attacks, including her EX skill. An extra, is that 20%, including the 35 link. Weaken resistance, which is on the ground, so that's good. Frenzy +2 regularly, Frenzy 3s in Guild Quest. She does have bombardment, increased status on chance against Quincy's, and then a little bit of range damage, a little bit of killer, SP boost, and then weaken defense. So she's not bad. She could be used if she's like all you have, but I wouldn't really recommend it. Not even gonna go over many knots. She's just okay. Ulquiorra is okay. He does have killer and the range damage times 2, so that's pretty good. He just doesn't have the attribute killer or attribute advantage. He has weakening in all of his strong attacks. He has the enemy defeated bonus of 20% more berserker, and then 40 per team party increased strong attack damage by 20%. He also has team party recovery, which is pretty nice. If you ever get hit, you can just go to the next wave and you should be fine. But yeah, 20% berserker. Frenzy +2, increased status on chance against Quincy's. Damage to weakened enemies. Damage to weakened enemies of 40%. Weakened defense, and then the SP boost. So he's good, but I feel like it'll be iffy. And then Balgo, yet again, has a bunch of skills. Has a bunch of farming skills, but I believe he has weakening. Yeah, he has weakening. That's like basically the only difference between him and Meninas realistically, but they could be decent. Try your best. I don't feel like they'll be very fun, but you can try. But now, how about if we just go only Quincy? Who could we potentially use? For this slot, you could use Ichigo. It would make the most sense since he would have killer. And then Ishin. These are like the two that I thought of immediately. And then you could use Noitora. You could actually use Noitora. But yet again, he's another farmer. Berserker 40, complete status immunity, Frenzy 2, increased status of chance against mind attribute enemies, so he's not going to have attribute advantage. That's going to be terrible. And then SP boost and damage to lacerated enemies by 60%. Since he doesn't have increased chance, I would not recommend using Noitora, to be honest. But Ishin, let's go over him real quick, because I don't think I have yet. He has the 40% SP boost as a soul trait, burn and lacerate on all of his strong attacks. He has weaken resistance, which he's immune to, increased strong attack damage of 50%. He has rampage, yet again an extra 2% damage per kill, frenzy +2, increased status summon chance against heart attribute enemies, and they're all heart, beautiful, weaken defense, and he has SP boost of 80% on top of his 40, so 120%. And he has a pretty good strong attack hit, which is pretty good. So he's just a really good character. Honestly, I think he's still the best mind character. I recommend using him in slot 3. But the other character I could feel like could be pretty good is Ichigo, because he does have killer. He has Quincy killer plus, recharge of 14%. He has weaken plus on all of his strong attacks, including the 100% SP boost EX skill. Enemy defeated bonus, extra 20% melee damage, strong attack recharge for your entire team, 15%. So that could help out your slot 2 and 1 if you don't have a recharge unit already. Devastation, extra 60%, and then increased special move +1 after 80 kills, which is going to be very good if you ever need to drop like double soul bomb or something. He has sprinter and long stride, sprint +2 and long stride, so he's super fast already. You can just give him full damage on his T20 abilities. 60% berserker, devastation is 60, complete status immunity plus 100%, frenzy plus 3 base, debilitator at 5 seconds, increased chance against Quincy's, weakened defense, and then an SP boost of 80%, plus he has poise break, which is amazing. This character is just absolutely ludicrous. Maybe I'll use him in slot 3. I don't know, that seems kind of fun, but I feel like Ishin will just be better. But I mean, range damage times 2, or this character, I don't know. If he was ranged, he would be insane for this one, but I feel like he'll still do well. So, for my consensus, slot 1 will be the new Limit Break request character, whoever that is. And then if you don't have him, the best options would probably be Oetsu, Yuha, or Uryu if you end up using like Gremmy. Without Gremmy, I don't know how Uryu will do. Slot 2, Soul Reaper, Melee. Realistically, I think it'll be Basby or True Shikai Ichigo or Unohana. Those are the best 3. And then you could also use Giselle, because Giselle does have increased status summon chance against Soul Reapers. But outside of that, I think those are the 4 options. And then slot 3, Quincy. Let's just call Quincy Killer. Best options would probably be Ishin, Retsu, or Ichigo. One of those 3. And then maybe Ulk, but yeah. Let me know down below who you are going to be using. Kind of curious. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Hope you guys have an absolutely amazing day. Best of luck on the Limit Breaker. Take care, and peace.